All right, well, good evening, everybody. I am Tara, and I am joining you today from my kitchen, from my home, and we are going to do some live cooking. So I'm super excited. And I know you guys know I was on live a few times sharing that doTERRA released this cuisine blend. I just got mine literally today. Just came in the mail. And so I wanted to be able to share some fun recipes and tips, but I'm going to be using it in the next week or so. And I will definitely be sharing what I find because I'm super excited because these are blends that doTERRA created that have essential oils in them, as well as a carrier oil. So it's not so strong and potent. And when you use a drop, actually, it's probably going to be not as, when I usually say the toothpick test, and we're going to talk about that today, I'm going to actually show you what I mean by, by doing the toothpick method. But the essential oils in these cooking blends are pretty cool. So the first one is this Italian blend. If you can see that, it's a purple bottle. And what it has in it is olive oil, thyme, rosemary, basil, marjoram, and oregano. So this I could just imagine in your pasta, tomato sauce, pizza, anything Italian, or even just, if you guys put any, like with holiday dinners maybe coming up, I know it's probably going to be just your family this year. But how about some olive oil with a drop of this and like some nice crusty bread, or bruschetta would be awesome. So this is just something I just thought about that you could use Italian for. So I'm gonna be using those. I'll be sharing my experiences. So stay here with me so we can do that. The next one is the Mexican blend. And I love this one. I'm excited for this one. This one has avocado oil, lime, cumin, black pepper, cilantro, and marjoram. So this one I think is awesome. Like imagine just like mashing up an avocado for lunch and adding a drop of this, an instant guacamole without having to chop anything. So how awesome would that be? So again, this is the Mexican cuisine blend. I know Annabelle used this today for her taco lunch. So that's pretty cool. But the cool thing is with these essential oils is that you can just add a drop. You don't need those fresh herbs. You don't have to worry about chopping. It's super easy, super convenient. So I can't wait to try Mexican on my avocado and then, make your own kind of avocado toast, right? So that would be awesome. So that's the Mexican. And then the last one is the tropical cuisine blend. So this one has coconut oil, orange, lime, lemon, grapefruit, green mandarin, bergamot, yuzu, and ylang ylang. So this one is very floral, very tropical. This would be great in a smoothie. I could just see that right off the bat, or maybe some sort of fresh dessert, or even just making like a fun adult drink, maybe something, along the lines of that. So I'm gonna just play around with these recipes. If you haven't snagged this holiday item that doTERRA just created, it was released December 1st and it sold out, I believe, a couple days ago. So I don't know if we have any extra. You can reach out. You can definitely make this, of course, on your own by getting all the essential oils and making your own blends. But hopefully doTERRA will get some good response and maybe keep this as part of their like just as a standing collection. So I thought that was pretty cool. Well, thank you guys all for joining. And again, I am going to be doing some live cooking demos today. So if any of you attended my last cooking segment, we share some recipes, and I wanted to share my super spinach pesto because guys, this is so easy to make. You could make this on a Sunday, keep it in your fridge, and just have it ready to go. If any of you follow me on Instagram, I did use it on last Friday on top of my salmon and baked it, and it was delish. Super easy to make. So I'm going to show you that right now. We're going to do a live demo. So again, we're going to do our super spinach pesto. So let's get started. So I am in my kitchen. Hopefully you guys can all see me okay. And I use this, I have this Ninja that I bought from Costco, super great find, that I do all of my smoothies, I do all of my blends, super easy to make. So this is the super spinach pesto. So I bought a already washed baby spinach bag ready to go. Okay, I'm all about convenience. So I bought it, it's already triple washed organic spinach. So I'm gonna open up this bag, put the entire bag in my blender. Okay. Just kind of stuff it in. It's gonna all go down there and shrink up. You know, spinach does that. Then I'm gonna add some fresh garlic. Okay, guys. I use about 3 cloves of garlic. We like it garlicky. So I know I'm gonna blend this up, but what I find if I mince it like with a microplane, this is a great tool to have in your kitchen because I'm just going to, if you guys can see me, I'm just going to be basically mincing this garlic directly into my blender. Okay, you can do this over the stovetop. This is a really easy, nice tool to have in the kitchen. Okay, if you guys don't like garlic, you don't have to do this, but gosh, what's pesto without garlic, right? So we're gonna add this garlic in here. Okay. Then what we're going to do is we're going to add about a half a cup of olive oil. Okay, so I've got some extra virgin olive oil. Going to add this. I'm just eyeballing it here, guys. This doesn't have to be exact science. Going to add some salt and pepper. So I don't know, maybe like a palmful. See that? And then you can always add more if needed. Add a little bit of pepper. Now, my secret here is a cup of walnuts. So I am just going to grab a handful of walnuts. You can use any nut, guys. You can use almond, you can use pine nuts, would be lovely. Really, whatever you have on hand. I love this combination of the walnut and spinach. So I'm going to get this in my blender. Okay. Going to get the power on, so it's going to be loud for a little bit. Just bear with me. So just get that going, and then all you're going to do is take a spatula and just, you know, scrape it down, get all that goodness in there. And then you might find you might need a little bit more olive oil. Now, again, this is something that you're going to keep in your fridge and you're going to be able to have it on hand to use throughout the week. So like I said, last week I threw it on salmon. All I did was put the salmon on a baking tray and, you know, put some of this superfood spinach pesto right on top and baked it. It was super simple. So something to like spice it up. You could definitely add some crushed red peppers to this if you like spice. Would be great. So let me just throw this on here. Okay, now what I'm using today for my essential oils in this recipe, I am using basil. Okay, I'm going to use about a drop of basil because I want to, you know, pesto typically has basil, right? But I find that spinach actually will keep that green color and taste just as good. Oops, I'm also adding some lemon essential oil, okay? I'm gonna go heavy on the lemon. I like things lemony, so you could do 3 or 4 drops. I think I might have just did 5, but it's all good. Let's mix this up. And that is it, everybody. That is it. So if you want to take a look at this, my friends, and just take a look at how beautiful that looks. Now, I have to take a taste because I got to make sure there's enough seasoning in here. But again, spinach, olive oil, salt, pepper, walnuts, a drop of basil, and a few drops of lemon. Perfect. Actually, I could probably add a little bit more salt. Now, you can keep this in your fridge in a glass or a stainless steel container, okay? You never want to use, when you're using essential oils, you don't want to use your plastic Tupperware, okay? Because the essential oils will eat away that plastic. So, oh, it tastes so good, guys. It's so delicious. So again, just keep that on hand. Okay, I'm gonna throw this in my, I've got this stainless steel container here. So I'm gonna throw it in here and then keep it in the fridge, and it's ready for me when I need it. And this will last, you know, probably about, I would say, a good week in your fridge. So if you make this on a Sunday, you know, it would be an easy weeknight meal for you. You can toss it with some pasta if you're not eating pasta. I love hearts of palm noodles. You could put, you know, you could do chicken, like a grilled chicken with some of this pesto and bake it. You could do some shrimp, would be awesome. You can even just dip it with some, you know, carrots and have it as a little side dish. So how beautiful does that look? Okay. I'm just going to keep this in my fridge. So that's the first thing. Does anybody have any questions? That was my super spinach pesto. I will be posting the recipes in the in our Facebook group, and we can share it. So feel free to ask any questions. Oh, that was my question. Okay, yeah, Michelle, we'll definitely be sharing that. Oh, yeah, Annabelle, perfect. The tropical with a ceviche would be awesome. Yeah, great idea here. Okay, so what we're gonna do next, thought about, you know, the holidays coming up, and I know we're not really getting together with a lot of family. And so what I wanted to show you guys is some quick and easy, you know, gourmet truffles. It's gourmet, but it's super easy to make. So I wanted to show you how I do that. So we're gonna walk over here to my stovetop. And we are going to make a dark chocolate raspberry. I'm gonna just take this out for a second. Dark chocolate raspberry truffle. So I'm gonna get all my ingredients here. But I'm actually doing a vegan version of this chocolate truffle for you guys today. So what I have here, let me just switch my camera around. I have dark chocolate. This is actually, I don't know if anybody uses this brand, Enjoy Life. This is vegan. So I wanted to try this out. I actually had really good success. So I wanted to show you how we do this. This would work the same way with any other chocolate. If you want to just do a normal baking chocolate or dark chocolate, but it would be fine either way. So we're going to get the stovetop on. We are going to add, let me switch it around and get you on my stand. But basically the key to making truffles is you want to heat up your milk. I'm going to be using almond milk, and I'm also going to be using a touch of coconut oil. So I'm adding that to my saucepan. Okay, it's the first step. I would say about maybe a teaspoon of the coconut oil. Let me grab my almond milk. So I use unsweetened almond milk. Okay, make sure it's unsweetened, no sugar added. So I've got my stovetop on medium. If you can see that is melting there. Going to add about 4 tablespoons of my almond milk. You can use any non-dairy milk. You could use cream too, if you want to do that. I wanted to try this vegan version, and it's actually pretty good. So again, okay, I've got 4 tablespoons of my almond milk. I've got a teaspoon of my coconut oil. Now it's the holidays, so I'm not adding sugar, but I am gonna add a tablespoon of maple syrup. Okay. You could omit this if you don't want any sugar, but you know, it's the holidays. Why not? So we're just gonna heat this up, okay? Just to let that come to a soft simmer. You don't want to let this come to a boil, okay? That's the secret here to making these truffles. So you just want it to slowly come up to a slow simmer. Then I showed you guys, I've got my chocolate here sitting in a glass bowl, ready to go. So once this comes to a slow boil, we're gonna add it on top of our chocolate and stir. And that's really it. Then you can add any flavorings you want. So I am going to do, I told you I'm doing a dark chocolate wild orange, and I'm gonna do a flavor of raspberry on top, and I'll talk about what that is. But if you see here, guys, the almond milk, the coconut oil, and the maple syrup is just coming to a slow boil. You don't want it to come to a rapid boil, just very, very soft simmer. And again, you could use whole milk, you could use cream. It really, I just wanted to do this vegan form. All right, now you see how it's coming to just some bubbles around the edges of the pan. That's when you know it's done. And now I'm gonna pour it right over my chocolate chips, and then shut my stove off. And we're just going to slowly stir this up, okay? How beautiful does that look? Now, another recipe that I love to do, I've made before, is white chocolate peppermint. So pretty much the same technique. I take white chocolate chips, I melt it with a little bit of butter and a little heavy cream. Of course, you could do almond milk too if you wanted to do the vegan way. And you just stir it up pretty much the same way. And I added a few drops of peppermint. I'm going to show you what that looks like. So once we stir this up, let me come over here because my stove is hot. All right, you see how beautiful that looks, everybody? So once it's just melting and almost coming together, this is when you want to add your flavors. Okay, I am doing wild orange. I love the combo of chocolate and wild orange. I don't know about you guys, but I love it. You could do lavender with chocolate. You could do dark, you can do peppermint. Let's see, you could do, there's so many options. You could do cinnamon. Actually, someone on Facebook wanted some ideas with cinnamon. You could absolutely do cinnamon and chocolate. Would be so nice and lovely for the fall. So now that everything is coming together, just almost all melted, I'm gonna take my wild orange, okay, and I'm gonna add a few drops, maybe 3 to 4 drops. The orange is not that strong. Now, if you were doing cinnamon, on the other hand, I would definitely do the toothpick method. Cinnamon, oregano, all of those potent oils are very, very strong, and you're gonna want to use a toothpick. So basically all you do is insert the toothpick into the top of the essential oil and then swirl it into your food. And you could get another toothpick if you want a little bit more flavor and do it again. The thing is, when you do actually a drop, it's very strong with the cinnamon, so you want to just be careful. Okay, so that's all you do. That's all I'm doing here. Now, all you do now is just take it to the fridge. You're gonna walk with me. And we're gonna just let this freeze, or I guess put it in the fridge for about maybe 3 to 4 hours. Okay, now I wanted to do just like a cooking show. So I've got mine already done. I made this earlier. Okay. So after 3 or 4 hours, it's going to look like this. Now I put it in the freezer so I can speed it up a little bit because I was actually working today. So I made this probably a couple hours ago. All right. So you see this now. I get one of these. These are great off of Amazon. These are like little scoopers. I don't even know. This is a baby size. But let me grab a pan so I can shape them up. Now, the cool thing about truffles is it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, so I just have a pan here. And all I'm going to do is take my chocolate. Okay, and I'm going to scoop it out. And you see how I'm scooping this out into the balls here? And this will be uniform. And what we're going to do is we are going to put them back in the freezer to harden up. And then you will roll it in either like unsweetened cocoa. You could roll it in unsweetened coconut, like coconut flakes, if you guys have seen that, like at Whole Foods. You can roll it in nuts. So what I actually prepared, I took some pistachios and I just ground it up in my blender. So we were going to roll up this chocolate in pistachio. So how awesome is that? I also ordered this. Well, I didn't order it. It's from Whole Foods. It's organic raspberries. And all it is freeze-dried raspberries. So all I did was take this, put it in my blender, and now I've got my raspberry topping. Okay. So this is super easy, super easy. Yeah. Annabelle, you want me to send you some? Yes, I will. So look, all I'm doing is going to put this back in the freezer to hold its shape. Okay. And then we can roll it around in the toppings. Now here's my white chocolate truffles. Same recipe that we just talked about. I melted the white chocolate over the stovetop. Let it sit in the fridge. Once you melt it, and it gets nice and creamy, I shaped it, put it in the fridge, and now you want to shape it. So you can do any toppings that you want. So what I'm going to do, all you do is take it. It doesn't have to be perfect. That's the thing about truffles. Get your topping and just roll it in your topping. So you could do white chocolate peppermint pistachio. You could do white chocolate peppermint raspberry and just have this beautiful combination of colors and flavors. And then how nice and beautiful does that look? You could make these for your teachers. You could make these for friends and drop it off. And I have been waiting to taste this, guys. So again, this is white chocolate peppermint with pistachio. So good. And the size is perfect. It's just a little bite size. So perfect amount of mint. Let me just go over that recipe again. I added a cup of white chocolate, 2 tablespoons of butter. I did 3 tablespoons of heavy cream for that recipe. And then I added 2 drops of peppermint essential oil. So that's what I did for that. Anybody have any questions? I think I saw things in the chat. Let's see if I can go back. Okay. Yeah, cinnamon is strong. I know you learned the hard way, Michelle. Definitely, let me show you what that toothpick method is, because that will help you. And you can do like 2 toothpicks if you want. But 1 drop of cinnamon is going to be crazy. Oh yeah, Amy, do you like my spice rack? It's my essential oil spice rack right next to my kitchen. Okay, Annabelle, the raspberry topping, all it is freeze-dried raspberries in the blender. That's all I did. No sugar, nothing. And it's a great topping. So I make yogurt parfaits. So I'm actually going to throw that on there. Or, like I said, you can put it on your truffles. You could do anything with it. So here it is from Whole Foods, organic strawberries. or sorry, raspberries. So let me just go over the toothpick method so you guys can see what I'm talking about and what I mean when I say toothpick method. Michelle, the blender, I use my same blender, the Ninja. It actually comes, let me show you, it comes with a smaller attachment. So I don't know if you guys, let me just show you. It comes with one of these guys, and it's super easy because I can either make a single serving of a smoothie, or I can, grind up my nuts or my freeze-dried raspberries or whatever, but it's super easy. So it's the same machine that I made my pesto in. That it comes with this and this. So I got it at Costco a while ago. I don't know if they still sell it, but I'm sure they've got something similar. Okay, so I wanted to go on, also talk about what to do with cinnamon, because we had somebody ask what to do with cinnamon. So if any of you follow me on Instagram, I made a cinnamon oatmeal for my son for breakfast the other day. And I just did the toothpick method. So again, for any essential oils that are very strong and potent, like cinnamon, you're gonna wanna take a toothpick, dip it right into the top of the essential oil bottle, and then, get that toothpick kind of soaked, okay? And then you'll lift it up and then swirl it into your mix, okay? I'm gonna taste it. I mean, yeah, it's strong. It's gonna be strong, not as strong as putting a whole drop in, but you could definitely do another toothpick if you need more flavor. It's always best to add versus taking away. Okay, so it's really good. Now, cinnamon in oatmeal is awesome in the toothpick method. The other thing I would recommend for cinnamon is I usually will soak apples, and I actually did soak some apples today, and I wanted to show you how to do this. This is another super easy, healthy trick that you could do with apples. Are you guys all familiar with On Guard? I hope so. On Guard is our immune supporting blend. On Guard, I don't know, let me see if I have it over here. But anyway, On Guard is our immune, here it is, no, here it is. On Guard is our immune support blend, okay? If you guys don't have this, you need this, especially now. But a great trick to using On Guard, because On Guard has cinnamon in it, it has orange, it has eucalyptus, what else? Clove and rosemary. Very fall, very great. So what I did was I chopped up an apple with my apple slicer. I added a cup of cold water, 1 drop of On Guard, and 1 drop of cinnamon, okay, into this water. I put it in the fridge for about 30 minutes, no more than an hour, okay? And what's gonna happen here is your apples are gonna soak up all that goodness, all that spices, that cinnamon, the On Guard, the clove. It's a really beautiful snack. And look, it doesn't really brown the apples, so it keeps it nice. What I like to do with this is I will drain it, and then I will throw some almond butter on it, and it's a wonderful, healthy, like midday snack. Sometimes it will be my lunch, honestly. So this is super easy to make. All you need is 30 minutes in your fridge, and you've got a nice, healthy snack. You can taste those cinnamon. You can taste the clove. It's even better with almond butter. So I buy the almond butter with no sugar, nothing added to it, and you just dip it. It's really great. Now, another trick too, this water that you've soaked your apples in, I use bottled water. Let me just show you what I do. I drain, I'll take my apples out, eat those for my snack. But this is all amazing water, okay? Put it in a glass. And how about that immune boosting water for you? Look at that, apple goodness and On Guard and cinnamon. So this would be great. I mean, whatever we've got, it will fight it off, right? So those are my tips and tricks for tonight. I don't know if anybody has any questions or comments or I don't know, anything at all. I am happy to answer them. I hope that was informative. Yeah, love cinnamon. Oh yeah, you know what? Great, Annabelle, that's awesome. Cinnamon and coffee is so good. I have tried it. Definitely the toothpick idea because cinnamon is very strong. I also love cardamom. I am into cardamom like crazy. And I actually have it right next to my coffee machine. And every morning we put a drop, my husband and I, in our coffee. So if you guys don't have this, oh, by the way, this is 10% off this month. If you don't have cardamom, I would highly recommend get it and add a drop into your coffee. It's amazing and you'll enjoy your coffee. So I don't know if anybody has any questions, feel free to unmute. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks, Ashley. Well, awesome. So I don't know if you guys know, I went to culinary school. So if anybody has any questions, feel free to post in our group. And I love to cook, love to bake. So you will see more of me doing these fun tidbit classes. So what does cardamom taste like? It's a good question. I mean, I don't, it's this some sort of spice. I mean, I don't know what it is. I am actually Lebanese and we use this in our coffee, in our, like when we make our Turkish Arabic coffee. So I'm used to this. I can't tell. I mean, I'm not sure, honestly. I don't know. Annabelle, what do you think? I just think it tastes so good in the coffee and it's really good for supporting your digestive system. So we have found that's really helped my husband and I. So I recommend it.
I would say it's kind of like cinnamony. It is indigestion, but I can't relate it to anything. But that just makes me think of cinnamon a little bit, not as strong.
It's not as spicy though. It's not as spicy, I would say. Okay, Michelle, a little smoky. Yeah, that's a good word. You're right. Smoky would be a good word. I love it. I don't know. I would try it, especially because it's 10% off this month. So might as well take advantage of that this month. Yeah, but I'm curious, really excited to try these cooking blends. If any of you received it, let me know. And we will definitely be sharing more tips and tricks by using your essential oils in cooking. But I appreciate everyone jumping on. I just wanted to make this short, sweet, and simple and just provide you guys some quick tips and tricks. And I appreciate all of your time this evening. Thank you. Have a great night.